Hi, this is Eva Cartman, host of the Dream Big podcast show, the place to go to learn, laugh, and grow. We all love a good story, right? The kind that inspires you, that gives you goosebumps, that has such a happy ending that brings you tears of joy. Well, what if I told you that you can be the author of your own story, just like the one I described? I found someone who has done just that, and I can't wait to share her remarkable story. You know what time it is. This is episode 251 of the Dream Big podcast, and it's time to dream big.
My name is Eva Cartman. I'm part of a squad of super kids that are here to change the world. We don't believe you need to be adults to have big goals and start working towards your dreams. We believe age is just a number, and you're never too young to make a difference. We may be young, but we are not naive. We understand that achieving our big dreams will not be easy. It will take incredible dedication, hard work, and yes, massive action. There will be ups and downs, but we embrace the challenges and relish pushing outside of our comfort zone because this is how we grow. They may not teach us these concepts in our school textbooks, but we are smart enough to know that the tools and tactics to achieve our big dreams are out there, and we are willing to do the work to seek out these skills and master them because we know that our future depends on it. We are the big dreamers, and it's time to dream big.
Before we dive into this week's episode, here's Silly Sophia to make us all laugh.
What do you call a rabbit with fleas? Bugs Bunny. What stays in a corner and travels all over the world? A stamp.
Thank you, Sophia. Big dreamers, can you do me a huge favor? If you've been getting value from the Dream Big podcast, please leave us a review on iTunes. It will only take a few seconds of your time, but makes such a big difference for us to stay visible in iTunes. There are so many podcasts now, and it's very competitive, and I want to reach as many big dreamers as possible. You can go to dreambigpodcast.com/iTunes. When you leave your review, take a screenshot and email it to my mom at olga@dreambigpodcast.com. We're going to start giving shout-outs on the podcast to everyone who leaves a review and sends my mom an email with the screenshot. Her email is olga@dreambigpodcast.com. Thank you so much for your support. Today, we have an episode of Mentor Magic, where I share lessons learned from a mentor that if we implement as young big dreamers, it can help us get to our big dreams so much faster. It's like magic. Today's mentor is Amy Purdy. Amy's childhood and teen years were filled with fun and adventure. She was an incredible athlete and especially loved snowboarding. At the age of 19, Amy had a medical emergency caused by a bacterial infection. The doctors gave her a 2% chance to live and had to remove her spleen and amputate both of her legs below the knees. Her father also had to donate a kidney to give her a chance to survive. Needless to say, it was a very scary time for the Purdy family, and life as Amy knew it would never be the same. Of course, you know I'm featuring Amy on the Dream Big podcast because she did not let these tragic circumstances determine her future. Instead, she took control of her life, and in a speech, she shared a powerful analogy which I wanted to share with you today. Amy said, and I quote, "If my life were a book and I was the author of that book, how would I want the story to go? I saw myself walking gracefully, and I saw myself somehow helping other people through my journey, and I saw myself snowboarding again. And that passion and that fire I felt inside, that is when a new chapter of my life began." And what a story Amy has written ever since. Rather than giving up on her dream of snowboarding, which most people would have probably done after losing both legs, Amy had prosthetics made for her legs so she was able to snowboard again. She was back on the slopes within 4 months of getting out of the hospital, and she went on to win the bronze medal of the 2014 Sochi Paralympic Games. She is currently the only double-leg amputee competing in snowboarding at the world-class level. Let me share some other fun chapters of her life, which was only made possible by Amy's creativity and sense of adventure. Amy was featured in a Madonna music video. She has become a powerful motivational speaker, including amazing TEDx talks and becoming a best-selling author with her book, On My Own 2 Feet. She raced around the world on CBS The Amazing Race. She wowed and inspired millions when she participated in Dancing with the Stars, where she was the show's runner-up. If you go to the show notes at dreambigpodcast.com/251, I'll include links to a few of her performances on Dancing with the Stars. You will be mesmerized by how amazing she was on that show. Amy also toured the country with Oprah Winfrey as part of Oprah's The Life You Want tour. And she co-founded Adaptive Action Sports with her husband, a nonprofit that helps those with permanent disabilities get involved in action sports. And that's just a few of the many, many exciting chapters in Amy's life. So let's go back to Amy's analogy. She shared that when she was recovering from her multiple surgeries, she thought, if my life were a book and I was the author of the book, how would I want the story to go? And then she wrote her story. Amy could have easily just given up after what she had gone through. She had every excuse to live her life in a wheelchair, not going outside, not pushing outside of her comfort zone. That's what most people would have probably done in her situation. But Amy didn't want her story to turn out that way and wrote a happy and uplifting story full of love, gratitude, and accomplishments. Amy shared in a speech, and I quote again, "If you asked me today if I would ever want to change my situation, I would tell you no, because my legs have not disabled me. If anything, they enabled me. They forced me to rely on my imagination and believe in the possibilities." What a beautiful message. So to all you big dreamers, especially any of you who are going through a tough time right now, who are facing hardships, who are up against challenges, think about what Amy has been able to accomplish in her life in the face of enormous obstacles. Become the author of your own story and know that the story can be an inspiring one just like Amy's. That's all for today. This is Eva Cartman reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional, you need to make them essential. So take massive action to turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life was meant to be. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!